standing at precisely 8 minutes past 7 p.m. in the blessed land of Biafra, and the same number of minutes past the top of the hour, regardless of where you are domiciled. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, because only Radio Biafra is the broadcasting media you can receive, or you can authentically determine is listened to across the entire 24 time zones of the world. We are here to preach the gospel of the restoration of the kingdom of heaven upon the face of the earth. We have come that the will of God may be fulfilled in our lives. We have come that the captives may be set free. We have come that the truth may be spoken uncompromisingly. We have come that those shackled in the heinous bondage of the damnable contraption that the British concocted to enslave and to damn us, that we are all set free. That is why we are here, and that is why we preach this gospel. That is why Biafra will come. That is why all will be liberated. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. As I welcome you, I will ask you to welcome those who are around you. And my name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. And by the very special grace of Elohim, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra, the gates of hell have... Those who doubted our resolve can now see that there is gain after all in resoluteness and determination. Those who questioned our tenacity, today they are beginning to testify that indeed IPOB is exceptionally formidable. Those who had reason to question our strategy, today they too are beginning to testify that we have been vindicated. Anybody who understands us, anybody who is privy to how we reason, anybody who has ever come close to us, anybody who can attest to our determination, our never say die attitude, anybody who can, of course, testify to how destructively stubborn we are, will tell you that we do not have any hope. We do not have any intention of letting go on our line of assault at the very gravitational center of iniquity, which is Asorok in the zoo. It's like a chess game we're playing. Anybody who is accustomed, anybody who knows how to play chess will tell you that capturing the king is important. It doesn't matter what it takes. You go for the jugular quite literally. That is what we have done. Rather than wasting our time faffing around all over the place, we went for the heart of darkness itself. We went for Asorok, and it is crumbling before our eyes. Everything that we tell you is the truth. Everything that emanates from this very hallowed platform is as Chukwukikabiam intended it. But before we proceed this evening, we must commit everything that we are, all that we do, everything we are likely to become, everything we are ever likely to accomplish on this very mission to Chukwukikabiam Aprumi Henini, the Most High God in heaven, on this very holy day of Shabbat. Elohim Adonai El Shaddai, we come before thee in praise and in adoration, because you promised us that you are a God of righteousness, that righteousness and justice are the foundation of your throne, unlike what obtains in the zoo. Therefore, all your children listening all over the world tonight, those who would like to but cannot, due to one thing or the other, those who are incarcerated, those who are ill, those who do not have any electricity, those who do not have any food to eat, those who cannot even muster the strength to begin to articulate any form of thought. We hand them over to thee, O Heavenly Father, and ask you to give us Biafra in our time, that we may praise and adore your holy name for as long as we live. As we have always prayed unto thee always, morning, noon, and night, we have always said that this very path, this very glorious mission that only you have decreed that IPOB should embark upon, this very noble quest, will make this very generation immortal. Because as they come, as our children come and their children and their children's children, every generation who will ever walk the face of this very earth, they will remember us. They will say there was a time, there was a group of people, they came together, they were called IPOB. The Spirit of the Most High was with them. They went forward and they spoke the truth. They were without fear before their enemies. Everything was thrown at them. Every manner of aspersion, every manner of contorted life, they remained resolute, they remained determined, because God was with them and Biafra came. That is why they will be remembered as long as there is a child on this earth of Biafran instruction. This very generation, this very IPOB will be remembered forever and ever. Therefore, we adore your holy name. We kneel in prayers today. And we say, there is nothing like thee. Nothing is comparable to thee. For blessed art thou, Elohim. And blessed are those who have learned to acclaim you, as we do in IPOB. Who walk in the light of your presence, because you're Lord and you are God. You are the beginning and you are the very end. You are the architect of all that we have become. For we shall rejoice in your name all day long in the land of Biafra. For we shall celebrate your righteousness in freedom that only you can give. For you are our glory and our strength. We are nothing without thee. We submit all that we are before your holy grace, O Heavenly Father in heaven, that your favor only may exalt your children, because you shield us from the arrows of the enemy. Today the zoo has crumbled, for as you have directed us to speak, so have we spoken, and so have your words come to pass. For all those who laugh at your children, today they are covered with shame. For once you spoke to me in a vision, and you said to me, anything you proclaim shall come to pass. And I said to you, O Heavenly Father in heaven, that I will sacrifice everything sacrificable. If it is my parents, I will sacrifice them gladly, as long as your kingdom will rest upon this very earth, at this very zero latitude, at this very zero longitude, this place that is the cradle of your creation, this blessed land of Biafra. And indeed, my father and my mother were sacrificed, O Heavenly Father, to your eternal glory. And today we are beginning to see the manifestations of your mercy and your love upon our lives. For the zoo is without a president. The zoo is without a vice president. The zoo is without a recognized ruler. The zoo is without any discernible direction. The zoo has precipitously collapsed. Out of the abundance of your grace, our consistency and our resoluteness, for you created IPOB. IPOB is not the creation of man. It came from heaven, that your glory may be upon those that call upon your name. We do not worship any idol. We do not worship any graven image. We bow down before nothing that the eyes can see and the mind can conceive. Because you are a spirit, you dwell in the realm of the spirit. None can see thee, because you are the creator. That is why this evening, as always, this very family, this very IPOB, this very nation of Biafra and all those who believe in freedom, we rise with one accord and one voice to say that you are God and there is none like thee. That is why we say, may praise be unto your holy name. May every adoration and every adulation, may every uplifting and magnification of name belong to thee and to thee alone. Chineke na nke bi n'igwe onye pụrụ ime ihe niile. All those who connive against the children of the Most High, they shall dwell in shame always. We have come that we may preach, that those who are discerning may be able to understand. We have come to fulfill every righteousness. We have come that Chukwokika Abiyama may see the purity of our hearts and be able to allow his kingdom to dwell on this very earth as Yeshua prayed. For Yeshua prayed and he said, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come on this very earth. That kingdom is Biafra. And that is why we are here, unapologetically, to make sure that the creation of darkness and of Satan is obliterated from the face of this very earth. You must pay attention this evening. If you do not have your pen and paper, you are doing yourself a disservice. You must come with your pen and your paper and a dose of common sense. You must get everybody around you to listen to this very gospel of redemption from heaven. Because anything I proclaim behind this very microphone, any proclamation, any decree, any utterance will come to pass before our eyes. Anything I say comes to pass. I possess no powers, heaven is my witness. But Elohim said, as soon as you are sat behind this microphone, you are under divine instruction from heaven. That you may pass on to those who are living the instructions of the heavenly realm. Those who can say in the spirit, they understand. Those who cannot see in the spirit, they cannot begin to comprehend. We are live and we are direct and the whole world is listening. How do you know we are live? If you check your clock on the wall in your home, if you check your wristwatch, the time now is exactly 20 minutes past the hour, regardless of where you are. And as I told the keepers of the zoo, as I told them in Asorok, I am coming for Asorok. I am not interested in the surrounding vicinity. I am not interested in what happens in the towns and in the villages. I have gone for the center. We have gone for the destruction of the seat of Satan. And it has fallen. I told them, Chukwokika Abiyama said that I would destroy the zoo. I will not fire one single shot. But with the truth which shall be spoken without fear nor favor, that the zoo will fall, and the zoo has fallen. I did not want to waste my time plowing through the bushes, in a guerrilla war, of course not, or expending much needed energy in trying to convince the Yoruba race, who admittedly is key to any eventual collapse of the zoo. Instead, Elohim directed me to go for their jugular. When I even saw the hole on the neck of Jubril in Cuba, I knew that Chukwokika Abiyama was speaking to me, that I should strangulate them, that the zoo will collapse, and it has fallen. I wasn't the one who made the hole in Jubril's neck. That too was a sign that I should focus on the head and cut it off. That head is Asorok. Chukwokika Abiyama said, focus on the head and cut it off. Today, that head has fallen. It has been cut off. That was exactly what I wanted to do. That was exactly what I said I was going to do. I was in Ohafia, the place they attacked today. I was in Ohafia before my court case in 2017. And I said to the gathering, I said to the multitude that came to listen to me preach the gospel of heaven. And I said to them, I will take 2 million men to Abuja. And on my way back, I will bring back the head of whoever is in Asorok. It was a metaphorical statement. After about 4 or 5 days, they came to kill me. Because I knew that the powers of Satan lay inside Asorok. And I said it from this very seat. I said it repeatedly. Anybody who goes into Asorok, you either die. Once you exercise presidential power and you are there, For a discernible number of months you will die, or your closest relative will die. I've made that very clear from the beginning. And today, that very proclamation have become manifest in the lives of men. Abba Kyari was the man that sent those people to come to my house to kill me. 28 of my men were killed. My cousin was killed at Ako. My dog Jack was killed. From that very trauma that my parents endured because they were with me when they came. They went into my father's bedroom, went into my mother's bedroom, shooting indiscriminately. That very traumatic experience induced the complications in the health of my parents as a direct result of the invasion of my home. My mother developed the health problems that will later account for her demise. When my father was told that my mother had died, from that very day, my father never uttered any other word. He rejected every food that was given to him. He never conversed again with any other person, never wanted to speak to anybody else, until the day he too joined his ancestors. They were buried on the same day, on the 14th of February 2020. Rather than become upset, it occurred to me the promise that heaven made to me that anytime I sit behind this microphone on Radio Biafra, anything I profess, anything I say, live on air, and I've been saying it over and over again, that I will sacrifice everything sacrificable to make sure that I get Biafra. That is why nothing matters to me. I have no cars, I have no home, I have no clothing, I have nothing. My aim is Biafra. Else will stand in my way. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Biafra will be restored in our time, that the world may know that God is on the throne in heaven. Not out of any hatred. God in heaven knows I don't hate anybody. I want everybody to be free. From the lowest Alamajiri to the Yorubas in the west, to the suffering thieves and the Jukuns in the middle belt, everybody to be free in the land of their ancestors. That even if you want to have a country together, everybody will come together willingly, voluntarily to join a union, not by force. That's what I've been preaching from day one. And that is about to come to fruition. I sat behind this microphone and I said, I will sacrifice everything sacrificable to get Biafra. And I said one day that includes my mom and my dad. I said it live on air. Upon review in later years, I knew that I had to lose something. My father and my mother. As sacrifice, supreme sacrifice, to make sure that Biafra is restored. Then my mind went back to a judge in Israel called Jephthah. If some of you know, in the book of Judges, chapter 12. If you go to the book of Judges chapter 12, you read about Jephthah. Jephthah was a judge of Israel for about a period of 6 years or thereabout. And Jephthah led the Israelites in battle against the Ammon. And in exchange for defeating the Ammonites, Jephthah actually made a vow before he went to war. Jephthah said, I will sacrifice anything that will come out of my door to greet me on my return from battle. He went to battle and Elohim led him. He won a very famous victory against the Ammonites. And the first thing that Jephthah saw when he got home was his one and only beautiful daughter. Because he had made a promise and a pledge to God Almighty in heaven, he said to himself, I have no regret. My daughter I will sacrifice to God in heaven. And he did it. So when it came that I lost my mother and my father, I realized what I had said, and I sang a song to God, and I said, in all my condition, I will give praise to your holy name. I kept singing that very song throughout the period of my mourning, which has continued and will last for a whole year. And I said to myself that since Jephthah did not go back in his promise to God, I am not in a position to question God, since I have lost my parents that I said I will sacrifice to make sure that Biafra will come in my time. It did not come to me as a surprise when the revelation started coming that the zoo had fallen. And I said how ironic in the year that I buried my mother and my father that the zoo shall fall. That is why I say to the whole world, that is why I say to the righteous, you must remain resolute. Anything you're asked to do, you do it. As Mazi Obiani will always say, anything I ask you to do, just do it. I am under divine instruction. Every step that we take, every verbal attack that we launch, everything within us, every path that we have chosen is designed to bring us ever closer to freedom. You must understand this. And that is exactly what we are doing. Exactly what we are doing. I knew that the death of my parents meant the coming of Biafra. And that is why I am certain that now the head of the serpent has been cut off, as in Abba Kyari. Aso Rock has collapsed completely, like a pack of cards, that not even the Communist Party of China that they invited, who are now the main rulers of Nigeria, can never put it together again. You must understand and listen very carefully this evening. I will start by saying there was a commentator on social media, his name is Ifani James. He cleverly pointed out to one of the sympathizers of this very deadly murderer, Abba Kyari. Abba Kyari is a killer. He's a murderer. He was the one that ordered Operation Python Dance 1, Python Dance 2, Python Dance 3, the invasion of my house. Crocodile smile. He was the one behind it because Buhari is dead. He was the one running the zoo. And I knew it. I told the world that Buhari is no more. This is the man in charge of Aso Rock. This is the man running the zoo. They went to Sudan and they brought in Jubril. They brought in Jubril, thinking they can deceive people. And I keep saying this all the time until they repent. The Yorubas, they know that Buhari is dead. Out of cowardice and fear, out of their irrational fear of Biafra, they kept supporting evil. They kept supporting evil. They say the truth and they bypass it. There are their lives in Biafra land, but we prevailed over them. Our consistency and our determination, our sacrifice made sure we prevailed over the Efulefus in Biafra land. We overcame them. But the ones in Yoruba land will never learn because they control the media. So they think they can keep deceiving people so that Tinubu can get in 2023 and it's not going to happen. They know it's not going to happen. It will never ever happen. This man said that anybody who speaks in support of Abba Kyari is either a politician, an upcoming politician, an ass secret. Abba Kyari was evil, more evil than Abacha, more evil than anybody who speaks any good of Abba Kyari. That person is evil, evil beyond belief. When you stand on the side of the truth, you must remain resolutely consistent. Do not move. Do not waver. Do not change. If you're on the path of the truth as an activist, you must remain on the path of the truth. You can never, ever deviate for 1 second. Never. You're not allowed to. Abba Kyari died on the 2nd of April. We announced it. And I said that they were looking for a body double for him. They were looking for somebody to replace him. They were building masks instead of telling the people the truth. That we are busy running around looking for where to get a mask for Abba Kyari, that they may deceive even more people, because they have seen that we are useless. They have seen that we are hopeless. They have seen that we cannot reason. They have seen we cannot question. Why wouldn't they do as they please? Why wouldn't they do as they please? I keep going back to what I said before. Yoruba have not learned, they don't learn anything from what happened to them in Ilorin. They do not know history. They don't know history at all. That history has a way of repeating itself. That is the message I want to take to my Yoruba brethren, to make them understand that their envy and their jealousy towards Biafra, that their unfounded, almost blind hatred and jealousy towards Biafra is their undoing. It will sink them, it will ruin them. I listened to a little boy speaking, and this boy was talking about those that make the economy of the zoo thick. I was perplexed with incredulity to listen to this very little boy trot out the nonsense they have always been trotting out. And he said that the economy of Nigeria is sustained by Lagos, is sustained by Ondo, and the oil from Niger Delta. And I was appalled at this blatant falsehood. And I said to myself, they have not heard about vertical drilling before, have they? They do not know that the largest gas field is in Imo State. They do not even understand that Imo and Abia are part of Niger Delta. But in order to spite Biafra, in order to belittle our gigantic contribution to the economy of the zoo, they said it is from Lagos and Ondo, and somehow from Niger Delta. When a people can see the truth and decide to patronize lies, I cannot be in the same country with such people. God is my witness. Because any country they are in can never go forward. It can never progress. I am telling you the truth from heaven. It can never go forward. You see the truth and you're lying. Who are the people paying taxes in Lagos? Are they not Biafrans? Who are the people that import things into Lagos? Are they not Biafrans? Who runs the economy of the zoo? Are they not Biafrans? During the time of Abiola, they're going to also Abiola, everybody left Lagos. Was anything happening? During Christmas, does anything happen in Lagos without the presence of Biafran people in Lagos? I ask you. You say the truth and you lie to yourselves. The people that took a Ilorin from you are the Fulani people, not Biafrans. So the Yoruba should find somebody else or a group of people to hate. Their duplicity, as Asorok is crumbling, the Yoruba media must be held accountable. As we are hunting for politicians, also hunt for the media, idiots that call themselves intellectuals from Yoruba land. Idiots from top, idiots, with the exception of very few, like Paya Debanjo, those with conscience. You think if you support evil, I will support you? Are you insane? You think if you support evil, I will support you? That is impossible. I can never do it in my life. Anything I do it, God will kill me. I can't do it. All the ass-licking nonsense of Yoruba to Fulani must come to an end. If they wish to survive as a race, or I tell you, 15th day of April, you know anything I say comes to pass. I am telling you, you will suffer. It was on this same chair that I'm sitting now that I told the whole world. Some of you may not remember, I told the whole world that everything that Biafra was forced to endure during the war, Nigeria will experience it. This was way before Boko Haram. I said everything we went through in Biafra land, Nigeria is going to witness it. That was a joke. Don't they have refugee camps now? Biafran refugee camps lasted for 2 years and 7 months. The refugee camps you have in the north is going into this but it's to tell that everything I say comes to pass. Everything I say must happen. When I say it, it sounds ridiculous. It sounds unbelievable. It sounds as if nobody can even understand what this man is saying. But eventually, and without fail, it comes to pass before our eyes. Are they not eating rats now all over the West? I told the world that Buhari died, not out of any spite, truth as to what is happening. It was Yoruba media that came out and defended the Fulani because they wanted presidency. They came out. I don't know how a race can decide doing something that is evil, that is bad. And nobody tells them that what they're doing is bad. Nobody ever summons the courage to tell them what you're doing is bad. Change from it, or else you're doomed. They said no. They kept supporting evil until eventually, the Fulanis went into their forest and into their bushes and started killing them. Now they realized. And they formed Amoteku, which I support and still support till tomorrow morning. And I asked my Yoruba friends and my Yoruba brethren, have the Igbos ever before come to your land to kill you? Have Biafrans ever before come to your land to kill you? We're going to your land and we develop it. Without us in Lagos and in all those places, your economy will die overnight. Overnight to be dead. So burning our shops in Lagos, destroying our houses, makes no meaning to us, and I'll tell you why. There's a saying where we come from. No, it means that once you are blessed by God, there is nothing man can do. If you burn down one market, you will see 4 markets come up. You burn down one building, you will see 2 buildings. You burn down 1-story building, you will see 2-story building. You burn down 2-story building, you see 4-story building. Blessing from God, not from man. That's how these people are. That is how these Biafrans are. The whole world tried it with Israel for very many years. They kept trying. Eventually, Israel prevailed. That is how Biafra. There is, and let me tell you something. There is nothing any soul can do to stop Biafra. Nothing you can do. I told the little girl, that Trump that used to work for Saudi Reporters, I told her that forever daring to come out to say that Jubril is Buhari, you will see your shame before your eyes. It's not happening today. When I told you that they went to Cuba, did you believe me? Did you believe me? When they are shooting their rubbish from outside the zoo, did you believe me? I told you that they were lying. Photoshop. Now, Corona, the big daddy, has come. One simple, innocuous, unseen virus have rendered. Even Buratai is on the run, on the way now, running to Niger Republic, telling you he's in Bruno, he's fighting Boko Haram. Who told you that? Have you seen him on video before? That man that loves to speak, as ugly as he is, he loves to appear before a camera. Have you seen him in front of any live videos anymore? I'm asking Channels TV, have you seen him? The answer is no. Ask, where is he? Yoruba will keep suppressing evil. Satanic behavior. They keep suppressing evil. Some say, oh, he's not diplomatic. Why do I need to be diplomatic when I'm telling you the truth? Do I spare my own people who are evil? Do I spare them? They must change. They must change. They must change. Abba Kyari was the mastermind of Operation Python. That's 1, 2, and 3. Abba Kyari is worse than Abacha, million times over. He is a kleptomaniac. He is a thief, as I will prove tonight. Where they steal money now, they burn down, they brought in the Chinese. And I kept asking my Yoruba media, I keep mentioning Yoruba media because they are the problem. They are, before God and man, they are the problem. Forget all the nonsense you're saying that the Zoo people get away with murder is because of the duplicitous nature of Yoruba media. I keep saying it morning, noon, and night. It is the truth. You don't like it, but you know it's the truth. Abba Kyari finished all the money meant for Sorok, 13.9 billion. Abba Kyari and his family took over NMPC. Abba Kyari appointed the girlfriend. Of course, he sleeps with men. I really don't care. To be honest, who you sleep with, that is entirely your business. I'm telling you the truth. He's on the other side. Let's keep it that way. Before they send Air Force jet to come and bomb me. He appointed that little girl as a humanitarian minister. What was that girl's job before? Have you asked yourself that question? What is her resume? That is the useless place you call a country. My country, Nigeria. They are now stealing before your eyes. They steal and they burn. They steal and they burn. There is nobody more corrupt than Magu of EFCC. Magu is the person holding money for Abba-Kyari. If they do not release Ojus or Carlo, if they don't release Olisa Metu, I am telling you, I will drag the zoo through the mud, and I can assure Magu that he will no longer travel abroad. They are joking with me, and they are not going to do it. All those people they are holding, claiming, oh, they are corruption. Oh, we are fighting corruption. We are fighting corruption. You locked up Ojus or Carlo. You locked up Olisa Metu. You locked up all the Christian politicians from the Middle Belt. But all the Muslims that have stolen money are free. And Yoruba cannot talk. Tinubu is as corrupt as Satan. Tinubu is more corrupt than Satan. He's there walking about. You are campaigning for him 2023. God will punish all of you. I said God will destroy all of you. You workers of iniquity. Who has stolen more money than Tinubu? I'm asking you. Who has stolen more money than Tinubu? All of you supporting evil. That is why when a white man sees black people, he will say these people are terrible. Why are you supporting evil? I'm asking you. Why are you supporting evil? Who is more corrupt than Abba-Kyari and Tinubu? His family took over NNPC. And I'm asking my fellow Biafrans from the south, from the coast, have you seen it? You see the way Fulani remote everybody. Remote. The same way that Abba-Kyari was a remote control to Jubril. Is how you are. You allow them to remote you. Oh, Igbo man is your problem. Huh? Igbo man is your problem. They will dominate you. But they took over NNPC before your eyes. Your eyes are open, they took it. All they gave you was pipeline security guard. It's our oil. So there is no oil. So in Anambra State, so Orient oil is fancy. So there is no oil in Ebema. So Shell that is taking oil from Ebema, they are joking. There's no oil and gas from Ohaji. So you've not heard about Okwa before. You've not heard of our mama before. I have said it many times, but Yoruba media, they pretend they don't want to hear, and tonight I'll repeat. All the oil that you're saying, that they are lifting every blessed day, is coming from Igbo land. It's called, they drill the oil, they take the pipe up and they put it down again, because no ship can come into Olo to take the oil. Are you listening? How do you think they move oil from the deserts of Arabia to the Persian Gulf for export? I'm asking, people don't, they claim that we are sophisticated and we are reasonable. I'm asking you. You have oil. So let me ask you tomorrow, let's say tomorrow now they discover oil in Medjugorje. How do you think they're going to move it? Is it not through pipeline? I'm asking you. So because the only people that have oil are those that have oil very close to the sea, where you can see the ship or the tanker take the oil. That is the limit of your education. So in all your lives, nobody ever told you that Shell BP started in Owerri. Nobody has ever told you about Shell Camp in Owerri before. So nobody ever told you that oil was discovered in Imo State before Oloibiri. You don't know that before? So you don't know? What is upsetting the economy is you want to claim Niger Delta. It's a Niger Delta and Lagos and part of Ogun State. That corridor. In broad daylight, you can do that rubbish when Ohaneze, all these idiots are there. Not with Nnamdi Kanu, not with IPOB. All that you're useless. When you lie, I lose my cloak of diplomacy. To hell with diplomacy. To hell with it. Because you must change. You must change. Abba-Kyari is a thief. All the places they store money, they have burnt it down. Everywhere. And the next day, the papers will not ask any question. They say, oh no, he's burnt. The files are not affected. Nobody's going to court. No police is they're not arresting anybody. Nothing is happening. And the buildings are going up in flames. Because they are destroying the evidence. They are destroying the evidence. Can't you see? Are you blind? You cannot see that the evidence are being destroyed? Can't you see it? You claim you're in one Nigeria. You claim Nigeria is your country. You cannot hold anybody to account. You cannot speak. They tell you don't gather more than 5 together. And this criminal, evil man is dead. And all of you abandoned all the protocol that you had put in place. People who would not obey the law. All they know is to make laws and to use janjaweed to enforce it. Policemen without conscience. Soldiers who cannot fight armed combatants, but instead are busy killing civilians. That is all they do. And you wake up in the morning and they say, I'm a Nigerian. Are you not a fool? I say, are you not an idiot? Look at Aso Rock is empty, isn't it? All the places they have stolen money from, they have burnt it down. Inland Revenue is on fire. Central Bank on fire. INEC on fire. And some people are going about pretending all the presidency. And I keep asking them, where have you heard of that nonsense before? You can have people working under the presidency like the National Orientation, whatever, committee or all that nonsense. There is nothing called presidency. Only in the zoo, the presidency issues a statement. You watch TV every day. The Ghanaian president, the Rwandan president, the South African president, the Kenyan president is anything like the presidency of Ghana. I'm talking about a country that claims they have professors, so we are intellectuals. They are miscreants, intellectuals. I'm asking those moronic intellectuals, have you ever heard of the U.S. presidency before? Or is it the U.S. president and those that work for him? Or that work in the White House staff? You are celebrating somebody who is chief of staff to head of state as if he was elected into that position. Shame on all of you that say you went to school. Shame, big shame on all of you. You know nothing about government and governance. Nothing whatsoever. Watch when Biafra comes, you see how government is run. You will see accountability before your eyes. As I'm holding some coordinators that took some bags of rice and ran away, I'm going to dismiss them. It was a test, ordinary test I gave them to see how what Biafra will look like. Some coordinators ran away with the bags of rice we have supplied poor people. You think such people will be in Biafra with us? You are dreaming. Biafra will be a land of accountability. With a robust media. If you touch any pressman, anybody can say whatever they like. If you touch them, you go to jail. That is the country we want to build. Like many others, some of you may have known that this particular project of Biafra is a divine mission. You know that very well. You know Facebook tried to mess up with Radio Biafra London. We are the highest group in the whole world on Facebook. What happened? Facebook lost 3 billion in a matter of hours. You know what they did? They hauled it back and they put back Radio Biafra again. Remember, the very Israeli satellite company I told you about a few weeks ago. Remember when the Zoo government bought it over and terminated our contract so they can no longer carry our signals on satellite? Do you know what happened to that satellite? As soon as Nigeria bought it, the satellite disappeared in outer space. I'm sure it was Israelis that programmed it. The thing flew off into space. They lost all their money. Are you aware of that? Are you aware of that? Go and Google it if you doubt me. You will see that this is a divine project. As they did not kill me when they came to my house on the 13th of October, 14th of October, sorry, of September, sorry. I knew that they are gone. They can never succeed. That Biafra has come. Sacrifices will be made, of course. But Biafra is here. In Nigeria, only in Nigeria, this man, this Abaki Yari, that things are being done by the presidency. And I ask them, who is the presidency? If I may ask. Have you heard of the presidency of South Africa, presidency of Ghana, presidency of Rwanda, or presidency of Kenya? How about the U.S. presidency? Rubbish. Have you heard of such nonsense before? They coined the stupid, all-encompassing name presidency to deceive all of you. So that you can no longer ask questions as to where is Buhari? It's the presidency talking. If you claim that Abba Kyari is as powerful as he is, if you claim that Buhari is there and that Buhari and Abba Kyari are close, how come when your chief of staff is dead, you could not come in front of the TV to say, I am sorry, I condole with the family? Because he is not Buhari. He is not. It is called logic and the laws of deduction. It is called deduction. You claim that this man is Buhari. You claim that him and Abba Kyari are very close. You claim that Buhari is in Asarok, which of course we know where he is in Saudi Arabia, in a shallow grave. Why can't you come out instead of the statement, the presidency? Which of course makes sense, because the presidency actually means a group of people running the affairs of a nation. So I can understand that, of a country, of course, because this is not a nation. Now, do you understand it? Do you see how intelligent we are? And I'm sure you're all shocked, because we are Biafrans. Our intelligence comes from God, direct from our mother's womb, from the stomach. We don't need to go to school. There's no need for school. What stupid school in the zoo? No need for school. We are born intelligent by nature. That is why Biafran people are the easiest people to lead. Forget all the things you're hearing. They're difficult to lead. Oh no. They want you to convince them that what you're doing is valid. They want to see the evidence. It has to make sense to them. Biafrans don't follow you unless you make sense. Unless they can nod their head and say, oh, what he's saying makes sense, or what she is saying makes sense. They will never, not in 1 trillion years. That's how they are wired. You brought in Jubril. You think you can deceive us? You think you can deceive Biafran people? We can't ask the British, that's why they hate us. Ask them, the only people to revolt against them in the Caribbean. The people were taken from Dahomey. Yorubas were taken as slaves. Biafrans were taken as slaves. Everybody went to Americas. Who were the people that led rebellion in America, in the Caribbean, in the US? I ask you again, go back to your history. Who were the people that led rebellion after rebellion? Because we believe that all men are born equal before God in heaven. All men are born equal before God. Every revolution in the West Indies from Igbo people. Every revolution. There's something we are doing now. We don't believe in slavery. We don't. I have said this many times. We don't. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. It speaks to the ignorance of people that we cannot distinguish between a presidency, which is the rule of the many, as opposed to a president, which is the rule of one man. Presidency, in actual fact, there's a parastatus. You know, when you look at it, they said, like the National Orientation Agency, you said the presidency, which means the president has what is called a fiduciary oversight, or oversees their function, or they report to his office. It doesn't mean there is something called presidency. If you go to the letterhead now of the National Orientation Agency, or maybe the National Human Rights Commission, you will see, after you see the National Orientation Agency, underneath you see the presidency, which means where they report. It doesn't mean there's any group of people called presidency. But they deceived all of you. They deceived you. They kept saying, oh, presidency said this, presidency said that. Instead of them to say, oh, Buhari said this, or Buhari said that. They cannot, because there's a way you keep lying at a time to start to sound very ridiculous. They know that it's not Buhari. So the best thing to do is to say presidency. And you all bought the junk. That even when the man who is the de facto president of the zoo, Abba Kyari, died, you claim he was close to Buhari. Buhari could not come out to say anything. You're telling me if Buhari is alive, he will not say anything? And the death of Abba Kyari? Hey, the person is not a zoo for nothing. This is a zoo for a reason. I want to teach Nigerians what they don't know about a presidential system of government. The one they claim they are practicing. A chief of staff is a political appointee that never meddles in the workings of the government. He or her job, his or her job is to hire or fire the presidential staff, those that work for the president, inside the president's office alone. He is not meant to oversee ministries or receive briefs from ministers on behalf of the president. But we know it was Abba Kyari that recruited Jubril, so he has the right to see everything, isn't it? There was a very brilliant article published by The Whistler. I don't know if it's a newspaper or a magazine, I don't know, The Whistler. It's called Abba Kyari, Corrupt, Unpatriotic, His Crimes Too Numerous, written by a fellow Janjaweed. The person's name is Ahmed. Do you know what they did in Nigeria? They paid, that's what they do. Because let me tell you why Yahoo boys succeed. People wonder, sometimes they do a program in the West and they say, if you know that Nigerians are scammers, why do you always respond to their email? Do you know why they respond? Because the likes of Yahoo, the likes of Google, the likes of Facebook, the likes of Microsoft, they all receive money in bribe. They receive money, bribe money, to work for the zoo. And when they go to their country clubs, when they go to play tennis, they tell their friends, you see those useless monkeys called Nigerians? I made so much money from that, If your friend say, how much? I made billions. They are so foolish. Remember when Trump was running and Trump said his friends make so much money from Africa? Now, when they tell the other ones, now they are now waiting for the email. Although they know that it could be a scam, when the email comes, they respond. Because their friend in the club was paid a 10-figure sum by the Nigerian government. That's why they keep following Mugu all the time. Now, are you following me? This called Abba Kyari, Corrupt, Unpatriotic, His Crimes Too Numerous, by a certain Ahmed, was removed from Google. That's what they did. All those horrible speeches by Buhari the dictator, all of them were removed. I said, we are removed from Google. Removed from Google, I tell you. Removed, completely removed. Sanitized, cleansed. Because they take money from Asorok, including CNN, including BBC. They pay them. Their consultants in Europe and in America are second to none. The same way they went to our consultants in Washington, D.C. Oshibanjo went to my consultants in Washington, D.C. and said, Nnamdi Kanu is giving us so much problems, I will double whatever he's paying you. Are you aware of that? I'm sure I've said that before. Go and ask them, they will tell you. But today, where is Oshibanjo? He's nowhere to be found. Abba Kyari appoints board members. He is odd. Let me ask people, who is the secretary to the, who is the chief of staff to the Ghanaian president? Do you know him? Of course not. Let me even ask those of you who are listening, who is the chief of staff to Donald Trump, the most powerful man in the world? Do you know him? No. And you're not supposed to. It's a simple backdoor political appointment. It means that when you ask an average zoo citizen, an animal from the zoo, he's the chief of staff to the president, he's supposed to know everything. And I say, I don't blame you. You went to Ado Bayero University in Kano, a Janjaweed University, so you know nothing. Your brain is empty. He appoints board members. That was how he took over NNPC for himself and his family. Petroleum is the favorite of the Fulani. They love petroleum and gas. Upstream, lower stream, middle stream, right stream and left stream. They love it so much. I'll go into that later. Let me tell you why there is chaos in Asorok right now as I preach. They know I have all their secrets, everything they're doing. When they were cremating the body of Abba Kyari, I knew about it. Forget that nonsense you saw. They say we are burying him in what cemetery? He's from Borno. Is he from Abuja? Why can't you take him to Borno then? If it's from Borno, when people die, they take them to where they come from, isn't it? Have you all forgotten? Where was Abacha buried? Or where was Yaradua buried? Where was Tafawa Balewa buried? People get buried where they come from. Is Abba Kyari from Abuja? Have you asked yourself why they cannot go to Borno to bury him? because he is one of the heavy financiers of Boko Haram. One of the heavy ones. If he goes there, Boko Haram will mess them up. That's where they didn't go. Do you see it? While they were planning to come and disrupt my parents' funeral, at least my parents were buried in the land of their ancestors. Then the compound that contains the bones of the ancients in my lineage that I can trace back thousands of years. Abba Kyari was buried in a public cemetery in Abuja, far removed from his home of Borno. Now, who has the shame? I asked them. The same man that ordered his army to come and invade my home that led to the death of my parents. My parents were buried in their compound. Abba Kyari is buried in an unmarked grave in Abuja, like his master before him, Buhari, in an unmarked grave in Saudi Arabia. Do you know why there is chaos in Abuja? These days, listen to me very, that's why I said bring pen and paper. And then nobody says, bring your pen and your paper and write everything I'm saying down. Write it down. So you understand me very well. They are changing the heavy door. You know, the door to the presidency, you cannot break it down. It was built to withstand an assault by a light infantry brigade. It was designed, Babangida made it that way after he survived the Henry Oka coup. Babangida moved to Aso Rock and designed the office of the president. It was designed by the Israelis initially so that nobody can it can withstand a bomb blast. And you need your eyes, your retina, and your palm print to be scanned. Ask good luck, Jonathan, what I'm saying. Ask Obasanjo, if Obasanjo is listening to that, of course. Ask anybody. Ask Baba Obasanjo if what Nnamdi Kanu is saying is true or false. If you're the president of Nigeria, if you are the president of Nigeria, the first thing they do is that they scan your retina, your eyes. They scan your palm print, warm palm print. So if you place it there, it will recognize you will go in. That is why the president is there. To carry out a coup is almost impossible because he will be alive until reinforcement will come. Now listen to this. When Buhari died in London unceremoniously, they flew his body to Saudi Arabia. The flight plan is there. Yoruba media. Go and check it. The flight plan is there from Luton Airport to Saudi Arabia. It is there. But you pretend. See no evil, hear no evil. Every day you're writing rubbish. This are nationalist people, all because of oil and gas. You think if Nnamdi Kanu takes Biafra and goes away, you'll be starved of oil. You know it within your heart of hearts that the economy of Lagos is functioning because of Igbo people. Let's be honest to ourselves. It's Biafrans that are making the economy of Lagos to go around. Jealousy cannot save you. Petty village jealousy cannot save you. Twisting of the historical facts cannot save you. In Aso Rock right now, go and look at all the pictures. The one they claim the EU came, the one they claim they met Osibajo, the one they claim the health minister came. Isn't it very funny? That the actor they claim is Buhari in Aso Rock is having a teleconference with the COVID-19 response team, but the EU came and he received them. Do you see how foolish they are? Are you beginning to comprehend how daft they are? They think that, you know that God is miraculous. Their Baba that used to help them, which is Britain, is down with coronavirus. It's not a joke, honestly speaking, it's terrible. So they cannot help. When they were saying, oh, let's fly, we want to, hello, sir, excuse me, sir, we want to fly Abba Kyari to London. They're trying to come and get out of here, go to hell. We have people here to take care of. They're telling us about Abba Kyari. The man asked, who is he? He said, don't you know Abba Kyari again? He must, but who is he? He doesn't want to know what's anyway. They banned the phone on the idiot. They ran to Cuba. I hope you're following. They ran to Cuba. They ran to Cuba and thinking that is going to save them. And they have not been saved. They can never be saved. Never, ever, ever. Now, in Aso Rock, Look at all the pictures. If they took it with red chairs, it is not the main presidential office. It is not. Because nobody can go into the presidential. They said our radio is not going through. Please, Uche, try and make sure that this, I don't know what is, we're going to change these people. The streaming company, they have paid them. The streaming company, they have paid them. They have paid them, and we are dumping them as quickly as possible. We are dumping them tomorrow. They have paid them money, and they are messing up. They are seriously messing up. The streaming company is messing us up, and we can no longer continue like this. We cannot continue. We cannot. They claim it's because of the high demand. But Zoo have paid them to be messing up with our broadcast. If we can no longer allow that to happen. We can't allow it to happen. It can no longer happen. Never, ever, ever. We got a report that please, you go on Facebook. Tell anybody people can join together and go on Facebook, please. Contribute money together and buy data. Go on Facebook. You should be back on again. Tomorrow we are dumping them. They are criminals. The reason why they were begging us, oh, please, Radio Biafra, you're very big. Can we stream for you? Is because they wanted to get our custom. And once they get it, they'll use that to leverage whatever nonsense they have with the zoo. That's why they're messing us. Tomorrow they are gone. They are gone tomorrow morning. They are mad. They are mad. At least Facebook is holding on to them. People should go to invite them to come to Facebook, please. We are dissecting the zoo. We are destroying the temple of darkness. Lucifer has fled to go and join Ekwensu in the great beyond. The time now is 10 minutes past the top of the hour. The whole world, humanity is at a standstill. The world is listening rapturously to the gospel of redemption. Abba Kyari's palm print. When they said, oh, Buhari is back. Why is he not in office? He's a rat, cockroach, mosquito. Now it's a mosquito. And water. He's now driving them away from their office. Mosquito, now. That is why they cannot do any presidential address from them. That is why nobody goes into the office. You see them in the anteroom. You see them in the main lounge, in the reception lounge. You see them in a side conference room. The main office is inaccessible. That was why they called the Chinese to demolish that very place with minimal force. It's a communist party. Nobody is going to talk. Are you not following me? One of the reasons why they brought in Chinese engineers. The equipment that they brought, they said, oh, it's COVID-19. Part of it, of course, experimental drugs. Part of it also. We are back on now, we are told. Ndiara, I'm sacking them tomorrow. They are finished. Useless people. They said they're streaming our signal. But they take money from the zoo. Anytime I'm coming on air and the zoo is panicking, they go and switch it off. And say, oh, pay us. We've turned off the voice of Nnamdi Kanu. Tomorrow I'm sacking the idiots. They are gone tomorrow. They are gone too. Tomorrow they are finished. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by my understanding of the mess that this streaming company is putting us through. Abba Kyari's face, Abba Kyari's palm print is required to access the office. And when he was running away, he took Jubril with him. He took the key. The most important asset is his hands and his eyes. If you doubt me, those who are still alive, that coronavirus still left alive in Asrock, I want you to open the presidential office. If you open the presidential office and stream live from there, I will stop my agitation for Biafra. I will stop it. I am telling you before God and man, if you can go into the office and stream from that office, the presidential office, I will abandon Biafra. I will come on live, apologize, and I'll abandon Biafra. But they can't do it, can they? The Chinese are working tirelessly hard to melt down the door. It's like the vault of a bank, but 10 times more thicker. The key to it is now ashes, lying somewhere in a grave in Abuja. Ash. They roasted him. He was cremated when he died. So there is no retinal scan, no palm print. You cannot access the office. Ask that anybody that is receiving now cannot come into. You know, Trump has the Oval Office. Let me just put it very clear. You know, you have the Oval Office. You have the main office where the president sits to walk, not where he sits down with toothpick to watch Champions League after eating Nkwobi. That boy from Sudan, they say he eats Nkwobi a lot. They brought an Igbo girl for him. He's eating Nkwobi. I don't know how he developed the taste for Nkwobi. Only him knows. I have no idea. After eating, he'll be watching. Now there's no more Champions League. I don't know what he's going to do. They will now take you to the room where he watches Champions League. They cannot take you inside the main presidential office. That is a no-go area. That place is banned. It's sealed. Before you open it, they need to scan the eye, the retina of the retina is in the eye, isn't it? They need to scan it of Abba Kyari. They need to do the palm print. That was how Abba Kyari became the most powerful man in Nigeria. That was why our dear friend John Campbell, a very intelligent man, and may God bless his soul, a very good man, of Council for Relations, wrote in a very innocuous tweet that some of you did not understand. But I told you, for John Campbell, for Ambassador Campbell to issue that tweet, it means that this man is gone. I told you that. It's a confirmation. And he's gone. Now they cannot get into the main presidential office. And I also warned people, I told you live here 2 weeks ago, have in Abuja wearing the face mask, what is called hyper reality face mask of Buhari. He cannot speak. He can only wave and smile and pretend. He cannot speak. He was the one that said, here is me in University of United Kingdom America. Is him. He cannot speak. They are afraid. He knows not, his brain is just empty. They brought him from somewhere. Well, brought an Igbo girl for him in Asorok, cooking food for him. He will eat and he will watch Champions League. He does nothing. When they want, he will just put on the face mask of Buhari. Oversized one. Can't you see the neck? The neck of one of the face mask. Can you see the neck? Yoruba media, they see all these things. I call them, see no evil, hear no evil. Very horrible, satanic bunch of people that cannot stand on the truth. When they want to speak, they tell you the economy of Nigeria is Lagos and Ogun. Can you believe such rubbish? Forget the useless videos. The same conditions now we are what obtained when Buhari died. They cannot get into the office because Abba Kyari's body now was cremated. They cremated his body. They could have cut off his hand to use it to open it, but they cannot. And they said, we flew him from Lagos. Ask, these people can lie. Ask them, is there? Even World Health Organization cannot even allow you to take the body of somebody that is ravaged by a contagion. To be traveling in the air is not done. It is not done anywhere in the world. Not done. That is why every country in the world, once you have COVID-19, once you die, the state takes over. They said his body, we're not flying his body from Lagos Hospital. And you ask them, where is this Lagos Hospital? They don't know. Is there any place called Lagos Hospital? The answer is no. That tells you all you need to know. Now you understand it, don't you? Now you understand precisely what we are saying, don't you? That I speak the truth, I have no need to lie. That was how I was raised. I cannot lie. What am I lying for? To lie for what? What? For what purpose? Ask them to go into the office. Ask them where is Osibanjo. Ask them now. Osibanjo was having meeting with Abba Kyari. How come that when all of a sudden Abba Kyari dies and no Osibanjo to say anything, their so-called young Bobo cannot say anything because we are still tracking Jubilee. We don't know where he is. We don't know if he's fled or if he's still having fun in one of the beaches they have in Havana. But we have not tracked him. We have not seen him in Abuja yet, not in Asorok yet. That type of boy is still there, flexing as they say. Abba Kyari devised a very clever plan. When he infected everybody, including Osibanjo, including Buratai came up one day and said, this is too much, I'm running away. All of a sudden, overnight, he decided that he's going to go to Borno to go and fight Boko Haram, that he will not come back until he defeats them. That goes to show that he has fled, he has run away. Write it down on a piece of paper. You know Buratai used to love camera. Why? How come no more video? It's now pictures. And Buratai makes a powerful speech. I said, is it not the same powerful speech or powerful letter or whatever nonsense it is that Abba Kyari wrote? And FTFU is the shame. The constant pressure that we put them under they cannot hide it anymore. They'll be regretting, say, why didn't we kill them? They can't when we had the time to do so, or the opportunity to do so. Now they understand. Now they know how ruthlessly formidable we are. And will dissect the zoo. They will become a laughing stock. The world will see them. The world will spit in their face and say you are animals because you have failed to reason. Buratai was running to Niger Republic. Look at the trench, the ditch where he was sitting. It's a block. I don't know where they got the block from. Other engineering corps all over the world are building hospitals, high-tech hospitals. In the zoo, they're molding block. Inside, he wants to fight a war. He's not on a block, brace block, cement block. Block. They want to mold block. They dug a ditch and they put block. I'm sitting down in a block. I'm here to defeat Boko Haram now. I'm here to fight Boko Haram. Now look, you are sitting on a block. Can you believe such nonsense? I don't know who advises this, and I don't know. And tomorrow now, the idiot will pass on, and one fool from somewhere will say, oh, he was a good man, but he shall rest in peace. Even whilst you are alive, may your own soul rest in pieces, because you're evil. You see somebody doing bad, you cannot condemn them. You cannot. You're there playing a nice guy or a nice woman. You want to be diplomatic. You want to sound in Africa. You're sounding nice in Africa. Buratai was sitting on a block in a ditch. Is that the best that the Nigerian Army Engineering Corps can do? Every country in the world, they are preparing against coronavirus and doing their best. This idiot ran away. No video, no nothing, no live address, nothing. Channels TV, Yoruba owned channel. Hi, Indianiho. Why can't Yoruba live evil? Yoruba live Satan. Let Satan leave you alone. Why are you people like this? Yoruba, why can't you embrace the truth? Why can't you see truth and you embrace it, Yoruba? Why can't you embrace the truth, for goodness sake? Why not? What are you doing with lies and deception? It was this deception that cost you a Lauren Afonja. Behaved exactly the same way you're behaving now, and you lost a Lauren. Have you forgotten? The same way you are now. That was how you lost a Lauren. The same thing you're doing now, and in your forest killing you. The same game. You have forgotten who the enemy is. You're looking at the east instead of you looking at the north. You're looking at the east. Anybody thinking about the presidency in the zoo in 2023, you need your brain examined, because the zoo is collapsing this year. Whether Britain likes it or not, or China, I don't care how. Write it down as I speak. I don't care how much power they have. I see some people making a mockery of God because of coronavirus. People don't go to church anymore. You don't go to Jerusalem to pray. You don't go to mosque because you don't understand how God works. Zoo is gone. People were saying to me, oh, leave this Buhari. You're not. I said, because you don't know me. I have identified the neck. I want to cut off the head. I'm cutting it and you're telling me to stop. Why should I? And now you have seen it, that the zoo has collapsed. And I'm giving an order, a standing order to IPOB families all over the world. I pray to heaven we all survive this coronavirus, because it's very bad. I'll come to that later. From now onwards, IPOB coordinators all over, you are under a direct order from me. Wherever you see anybody wearing Buhari face mask, attack the person. I repeat, attack the person. Do you know why? I want us to go to court. Let the police in that country arrest us and we go to court. And in that court, we will prove that the person we attacked is not Buhari. That is Jubril. It is a standing order. Wherever we see Jubril, if not the risk of being shot, we must attack him. Jubril is not Buhari. Buhari is dead in a grave in Saudi Arabia. We'll attack him. I will tell you IPOB. We'll shock them. Since the world is pretending that this thing with a hole in the neck is Buhari, let the whole world come to court. We want to go to court and test this very matter, that they may know how serious we are. The politicization, I'm teaching the zoo people, I am teaching them government. It's I learned government in class 3, Government College Umuahia. I just want to teach them what I learned many decades ago. Because right now I'm an old man. The politicization of certain portfolios under the zoo government is unconstitutional. You have the president, so-called vice president, and all the rest of them, and you have somebody who's ordinary chief of staff asking ministers to report to him. And all of you kept quiet. Yoruba media look to southwest as usual. Why do I keep mentioning Yoruba media? Because they have what is called media preponderance. They control the media after the war. Even when Minaj tried to set up something in Obosi, they sabotaged it. They didn't want it to flourish because they realized that if you control the media, you control the people. It was Yoruba control of the media. I'm not against Yoruba. You must understand me. I also attack Biafrans who are misbehaving. And I'm sure you people can bear me witness. I just want to let the world understand what is happening. It was through clever manipulation of Yoruba media that made our people join Cherubim and Seraphim. You know Cherubim, the White Garment Church. Cherubim and Seraphim is from Yoruba. Do some of you remember Celestial Church? From Yoruba. Ask yourself, why is it that we always attend the Yoruba churches? Why don't they attend our own? They don't attend because you don't have the media. You have nobody to publicize your miracles for you. When they want to write about their own, they say the highly respected man of God, Uncle Nyoshi, an ex-Muslim turned Christian to make money. A highly respected man of God. And the more you read it in Punch, in all those Yoruba papers, you say, oh, maybe he is. And meanwhile, you yourself, you're born in Lagos, under Ujuelegba Bridge. You have no choice. We attended, I think they also gave us, Cherubim and Seraphim, Celestial Church. They brought, that's how all of you started going to win us, going to redeem. A clever manipulation of the media. That's what they do. But they never face the truth. And here on Radio Biafra, we force them to confront the truth, or else they'll be sunk. Had it been that Nnamdi Kanu is the Yoruba person, by now, before I come outside, I'm telling you, they will lay gold for me on the floor. The only reason why they don't want to publicize what we are doing is because that's when we don't want him. That is how parochial they are. Forget all the smiles, we know. That's how parochial they are. I'm saying what I'm saying, that they may change. If I were to be a Yoruba person, they would have verified the claim of Jubril by now. They would have. But they won't do it. Because they don't want the history to remember that it was Nnamdi Kanu that brought Nigeria to an end. No, they don't want it. You see, parochialism. And that is why Fulani Janjaweed, the Fulani headsmen, are in their bushes killing them. What Nigerians fail to reason through is that we are being deceived. Yoruba, you are being lied to. You are being deceived. Your newspapers and your TV stations are lying to you. They are worse. Some of them are worse than the politicians. Worse than Abba Kyari. Worse than the dead Buhari. Worse than Jubril. Some of them. Aisha came back and was lamenting that she cannot get into her own room, her own quarters. And I was telling the world, Aisha is lamenting because Buhari, they pretended they didn't even hear what I was saying. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate. God in heaven knows my heart. I have cousins who are Yoruba. My uncle, the Christian, is married to a Yoruba person. My cousin is Yoruba. I don't hate anybody. The same way I'm hard on them is how I am hard on IPOB, is how I am hard on Biafrans, how I am hard on anybody who fails to embrace the truth. Why won't you embrace the truth? What is wrong with the truth? The truth is very good, isn't it? Some of our people, I wouldn't say myself, are very, very bad as well. And I don't pity them. When the Premadi went to Germany, you saw the treatment we gave to him. We're not in the business of trying to pick sides. We are always on the path. I want Yoruba land to be developed. I want Yoruba people to be in charge of Yoruba land. I want TV people to be in charge of TV land. I want Jukun to be in charge of Jukun land. I want Ibibio to be in charge of Ibibio land. I want everybody. Go back to how you were before. Go back to how you were before. Then if somebody says it's good for us to be a country, then as Wole Soyinka argued for very many years, and of course Tinubu as well for some time, we can now come together and decide and say it is possible to have a country. What is the name going to be? How are we going to live? We discuss like matured people, not somebody from somewhere deciding nilly-willy that they're going to impose a country on everybody and using cattle headers to enforce it. No. That's what we're against. This gospel is for everybody. This gospel is for everybody to repent. If you know what you're doing bad, you change. It doesn't matter where you come from. There are very horrible Igbo people. There are very horrible people from Biafra. There are traitors and sellouts from Idoma, like Enenche. There are horrible sellouts, horrible traitors also from Ijoland. Also from Ibibio land. Traitors, I said. Where is Agbabi from? It's not from is it not a Biafran? Is not a Biafran. We know them, all of them. But I want you to listen to what transpired, what happened to Aisha when she came back. And tell me, if the husband of the house were to be in the house, why the wife will be lamenting this way. I want the world to listen. That is why I said that when I said that Nigerians don't listen very well, people say, I'm not insulting you. You have made it very obvious that you cannot listen very well. This is Aisha Buhari. When she came back and they locked her out of her quarters inside that rock that they claim that her husband is in. You're telling me that her husband is there and she's being treated this way. Please listen. Listen. Listen very, very well.
Guarding us. 200 policemen guarding us. Why do you have to lock this door? What for?
She was locked out.
What for? Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Listen. She's speaking Hausa.
Let me know.
I don't know what that one means.
Let me know. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Making right.
Aisha Buhari, enough is enough. She was locked out of her own bedroom by Garba Shehu and Abba Kyari. And you're telling me that Buhari is alive and you will lock out the wife from her sleeping quarters? Are you insane? Buhari, are you insane? That Buhari is alive. You will lock out, you will humiliate the wife inside that rock? That he's the commander-in-chief? Hey, lalahi. I don't, maybe it conveys appropriately what is happening in the zoo. Now you're telling me you went to school. You're telling me you went to school and you all of you now listening all over the world in your houses. Your lovely wife is beside you, and inside that your house, a guest you brought in, electrician you brought in to come and work for you on the refrigerator, went and locked your wife's bedroom, and you're in the sitting room watching TV, and your wife is complaining that electrician locked me out of the room, and you're there using toothpick to pick your tooth. Is that possible? Why can't Nigerians reason? Is that actually possible? I'm asking you. All of you listening tonight with your beautiful and lovely wives beside you, are you telling me that somebody can come to that same house you're in and lock your wife, lock out of her room, and you're in the same house, somebody you're paying? That's what they are claiming happened in Asarok. Aisha came back from London, they locked her out. And Nigerians, intellectuals, those intellectuals, daft. You're telling me that Buhari is alive and the wife was locked out outside Asarok. Oh, dear me. That was why they have gone out to invite the equally heartless Chinese. One wicked fellow to another wicked fellow. They never say birds of the same feather, they flock together. Wickedness upon if you see the way Chinese people are treating us, I'm telling you the truth. If you see a Chinese person, you hack off the neck. These people are evil. Evil to the core. I don't defend evil. Diplomacy, I don't defend evil. God in heaven is I cannot defend evil. You must be mad. Look at the way they're treating us. And some people see how they treat their fellow black people. You see it. Your so-called fellow Nigerians, you see it. You see black people with your 2 eyes. You see them beating you to death in China. You're not moved. It doesn't affect you. You don't feel you don't feel anger, nothing. And you're telling me you are normal. The gospel of heaven I'm preaching. The truth. You can't argue with it, can you? Abba Kyari is gone. Right now, Aso Rock is empty. There is only a bunch of actors. Because even, I am saying it, even Femi Adesina is sick from COVID-19. Write it down on a piece of paper. Femi Adesina, because they think we are stupid. Go and look at the grammar before Abba Kyari came back with his infection from Germany. I'm actually thanking Germany for infecting him anyway. Look at how things were. Go and read Femi Adesina's post, his grammar. Those are the things it's just like a palm print. You cannot change it. And look at the grammar after this whole charade by Jubril from Cuba. Then you will know. That is not the same person posting this. It's not the same person. And I'm very glad that the whole world have given them their peace of mind. That is why we must preach the truth here on this very platform. Go and look at it. The Chinese have come. As I told you that they will come. I told you they will come. I don't hate anybody. Let me repeat. I can castigate people. I can admonish people. Nobody can say that one day I have come on air to say that Hausa people are animals. Or to say that Igbo people are animals, Efik are animals, Tiv are animals, the Bachamas are animals, the Bachi people. I have never said that. I have always said Nigerians. And they have never asked me, why do you say that Nigerians are animals? Why? If you are Yoruba, Igbo, you're from Ishekiri, you're from Yoruba, you cannot be an animal. You cannot, because you're answering your name. But any day, you say, I am a Nigerian, there and then I tell you that you're an animal. Do you know why? The only thing you can give a name to is a pet, your dog. As I named my dog Jack. Or maybe you have a dog named Shibir. Or maybe or you have a pussycat in the house. You name it, whatever you like. The only thing you can come from outside and give a name to is an animal. People will say, oh, but how about my parents gave birth to? Because those are your parents. That's just like God, the way that God creates a nation. Only God can. The emergence of a nation is an organic process. Over years, the convergence of common value system, cultural values, ideas, language. That is what makes a nation. That is why the Igbo people, the Domas, the Efiks, the Ibibios, they are one nation. And I will tell you why. Because they have so many things in common. All the way to Warri. I said all the way to Warri. And somebody have said, oh, but Warri West and Warri Southeast, they are Yoruba, they are Ishekiri, they have the owner of Warri. I say because you are insane. You don't understand anything at all. If you go to Warri Market now, this night, or maybe tomorrow morning, not this night, on Monday, please, go to Warri, any Warri Market on Monday. Stay very far, don't come close. Bring out your phone, your smartphone, with 6G network. Try to video them. Go to Onisha, go to Newi, go to Ibeku, where I come from, go to the market and video the people. Travel then to Ijebode, video the women in the market. Go to Kano, you video the women in the market. Now, take all their pictures. Now, it's a simple assignment. Or even you can even go online. Go online, get all the women in the market of every ethnic group in the zoo called Nigeria. Lay them out on a table and sort them out to who relates to who. You'll be shocked. You will be amazed. That was why I said when women tie two-piece wrapper with her scarf and the blouse, automatically, they are Biafrans. Go and check it. When you see a Yoruba woman dress, as beautifully as they dress, it is not the same. When you say Amina from the north dress, when they finish dressing with their fura pununu, whatever they call it, they cut on the head, you know it is not the same. But I'm telling you right now that if you go to a Calabar market, if you go to a Ket market, if you go to a Oron market, the dressing is always the same, all the way to Idoma. If they are not the same people, why will all their mothers tie two-piece wrapper, a blouse and a headscarf, if they're not the same people? Are you following me? Are you following what I'm saying? You see how educated we are. They called us miscreants and we kept quiet. Today, those that call us miscreants, they are now the miscreants. Lord have mercy. Abba Kyari was cremated. The first picture that we are showing you of a body being lowered into a grave in a sealed casket is only used for the repatriation of bodies from abroad. I know because I sent my mom home from Germany, so I know. Sealed casket, only from abroad. And they were the ones that said that nobody can claim any corpse of a victim of COVID-19. You cannot take them for burial. That was what the government of the zoo said. That's what the government said. So how come you're burying Abba Kyari then? Oh, he's above the law. Oh, sorry, I forgot. It's Nigeria. Why is he's above the law? I'm sure Yoruba will come tomorrow and say, oh, leave him. He's the chief of staff. But the law is the law. Do you see why I told you from, they call it ab initio, you know, people, ab initio, that Fulani, they make laws, they cannot obey the law, they don't know what it means. They don't know the meaning of obedience to the rule of law. Let me have some water. They don't know the meaning of the rule of law. They made the law. They thought they were not going to die. They thought nothing will happen to them. They say, if you're a COVID-19 corpse, nobody can claim you. But Abba Kyari died of COVID-19. How come you're burying him then? If you claim that's his body. Now you understand, don't you? Why Nigeria is a zoo? The legendary zoological republic. One law for like Animal Farm. One law for those in Asorok. One law for ordinary people. Will Yoruba people talk about it tomorrow? The answer is no. See no evil, hear no evil. They are fighting a battle they shouldn't be fighting. They could not cut off the hand of Abba Kyari. That is why Asorok is sealed till this very day. That is why there are two broadcasts, presidential broadcasts. We are videoed outside with a photoshopped background. God cannot walk with evil men. God is holy and holy forever. Not today you're hot, tomorrow you're cold. Today you stand on the truth, tomorrow you like a dictator. Today you're preaching harmony and peace, and tomorrow you love a warmonger. Makes no sense to me. Brother is on the run. He has hotels in Dubai. He needs to be alive to enjoy his hotels in Dubai. Or Operation Lafia Dole. He's on the run. With COVID-19. He is infected with COVID-19. He's on the run. Telling the gullible, I'll be in Brano until the end of Adibu Boko Haram, which will be forever. Have they defeated the Taliban? US cannot defeat Taliban and Al-Qaeda. It's you, a ragtag army, that will defeat a disciplined army like Boko Haram. Is that what you think? Because the Chad had limited success with them, you think you succeed? Go now! And as I keep saying, I'm very sorry to say that Abba Kyari was buried in a no man's land in Abuja. But my parents are in their compound. That is the very big difference between a dog and a human being. They said that the federal government of the zoo called Nigeria has revealed that corpses of patients who died after contracting COVID-19 will not be released to their families for final burial rites. But you released Abba Kyari. And people are like, it's democracy. It's our turn, 2023. It's our turn. No? Meanwhile, there is a desecration of laws and the constitution. You claim you are in a country. Do you see why I call Nigeria a zoo? Do you see why I insult anybody that says he or she is a Nigerian? Because you are an animal. One law for those in Asorok, one law for those in Ajegunle, and you're telling me that you're a human being? You cannot hold, you claim you elected them, then hold them to account. Hold them to account. Let them do what they say they're going to do. How can you make a law and say, oh, you don't need to bury people because of COVID-19, and then all of a sudden you are burying somebody? because he's the chief of staff. Mad people everywhere. If you have come, let me just, as part of my COVID-19 update, if you have come in contact with any of the following people, there is every likelihood and chance that you have coronavirus. These are the people that Abba Kyari met. Unless you've taken your what's it called again, tuberculosis vaccine, in which case you may be spared. Buhari's replacement, Jubril Al-Sudani. Joe Buhari, that's how some of IPOB, they're very clever. They call him Joe Buhari, so in case you're confused. Abba Kyari has been with Jubril Al-Sudani. Abba Kyari was with Osibanjo. Osibanjo is sick, we know that for sure. Abba Kyari have been meeting ministers. Abba Kyari met the secretary to the government. He met the head of service of the Zoo Federation. He met Adam Soshomole. I've not been seeing that one. Maybe he's down with Corona as well. Adam Soshomole. That little demon. He met all the 16 APC governors. Anybody meeting Hope Uzodinma, go and check yourself. You may have coronavirus. He met the Bayelsa State governor when he went to beg for money on the 17th of March. How a governor will go to beg a chief of staff is beyond me. But of course, we know he's not the chief of staff. He is actually the ruler of the zoo. He met the speaker and the House of Rep members on the 16th of March. He went and commissioned a program on the 19th of March. Anybody who, if you attended that same program, you go into quarantine. You are probably sick, infected by the dead Abba Kyari. All the staff at Aso Villa. That is why they have locked up all Abba Kyari staff. Proper quarantine, Chinese style quarantine. They lock you, no food, no nothing. You will die there. In your next life, if they show you a janja weed and say come and be PA to a janja weed, you say no. They're all there. They met some diplomats and they said those are people that hired from Abuja. EU did not go anywhere. Those people that you can check themselves as well. And those that cover their faces, you know those cowboys, we are DSS, security. That went out, useless third hand Mercedes is running. They were running by the side, trying to mimic what US Secret Service does. They're normal monkeys in Africa. Trying to act big, like they're following the vehicle or watching for snipers. Hey, Zoo alumni, unbelievable. They want to be like US, running around, near the vehicle, looking around. Dear me. Sometimes when I watch them, I'm ashamed on their behalf, to be honest with you. And I told people that the Chinese were coming. Their main purpose for coming is to take over the government. Is it clear now? Is it clear now to the whole world that the reason why the Chinese came was to take over? It was the Chinese that advised them to burn everything down. That America will not do anything. Britain will not do anything. Chinese people are busy. They're the ones actually collecting the real money now. The real cash is the Chinese right now. As you're suffering, begging for a cup of rice, begging for a cup of gari, asking where is the next yam going to come from, where is the next meal going to come from. A bunch of Chinese young men and women are busy taking all the money away. That is the price for belonging to a zoo. All the money is being frittered away that you may know in your next life. If you hear the name Nigeria, you say, no, I don't want to be part of these people. Whenever we criticize them, people will be complaining. Oh, leave them alone. Always Buhari, always Abba Kyari, leave them always Fulani. Why should they are the head? I want to cut it off. Why should I? It's like playing chess. I play chess very well, as a matter of fact. You sacrifice all everything, you go for the king. You surround it, you capture it, and the game is over. It doesn't matter how many officers you've lost, how many foot soldiers you've lost, how many pawns you've lost, how many bishops you lost, how many knights. It is irrelevant. You can even sacrifice your queen in order to grab the opponent's king. That's what we are doing. We are playing a high-power chess game. And they will not forget Nnamdi Kanu in a hurry, will they? Oh no, this is God-made IPOB. Who can forget IPOB? Never. Not in this life. Never and forever. as a matter of fact. The whole world is listening, and we are propagating the gospel of restoration, the gospel of hope, to liberate the whole of Africa. Because what we are doing is mental sanitization, to cleanse your brain. So no idiot can come to you and say, I'm the president, secretary to the president, and rubbish, not in Biafra land. All men and women will be equal before God in heaven and the laws of man on earth. All this nonsense. You think we are doing the, after suffering, after losing my men that were close to me, after losing my parents in this struggle, we build Biafra, one idiot to be traveling with siren? Is that what you think? You are dreaming. You are in cloud cuckoo land. You are dreaming. There will be no siren in Biafra land. Only ambulance, police, and fire service. Everybody else, you are like all of us. You travel like a human being. You made a law. Nobody should be buried. But you went ahead and buried Abba Kyari. You buried him. That is how terrible you people are. Because you support evil. Oh, there should be social distancing. You shouldn't gather more than 2 people. You went to Lagos and you arrested a young woman. What is her name again, sir? Her name is Adeleke. What's that girl's name? I've forgotten her name. Is Adeleke. They call her. You arrested her. Yeah, she's having a house party, and they went to Lagos. His channels was there filming, but you know the channels correspondent cannot say. But we say social distancing. Why are all of you crowding together in Abba Kyari's funeral? They will not say it. But if it is Adeleke, that girl, everybody will be writing. Hey, she shouldn't be having a house party. She shouldn't be there. But look at this. Look at these morons from the arid deserts of the Sahel that doesn't know what law is. Look at what they're doing. Have you said anything? Have you complained? The answer is no. You cannot complain because you're a weasel. You are weak and decrepit. When it comes to other people, Nigerian media, they're very strong. Write the truth. This gathering of Abba Kyari is laying to rest of his ash. That was because he was cremated. Are you telling me that this is normal? Is this normal COVID-19 protocol? The answer is no. Why then are you going about arresting people for having house parties when you yourselves cannot even obey the law? Zoo. You're not zoo for nothing. Animals everywhere. From top to bottom. Animals everywhere. All they know what to do is to kill. Somebody should, let me go through what somebody cleverly wrote about the Abba Kyari. As evil as he was, that some people are saying he was a good man. People are terrible, honestly. Abba Kyari is a very dangerous, conniving human being. Evil. He was the one that ordered Operation Python Dance. He was the one that personally signed that I should be killed. That the army of the zoo should come to my house to kill me. He has collected bribe, collected bribe from MTN. They know that very well, don't they? So that MTN can build their 10G network everywhere. He appointed himself to the board of NNPC. As soon as Buhari, Buhari loves oil and gas, petroleum, PTF. They love stealing. I told you that. You see the Janjaweed from the north. The Kaba, they love, nobody steals, they are criminals. And you're keeping all Joseph Kalu in jail. I don't like him. He was a traitor. But he's answering an Igbo name. Olisametu is answering an Igbo name. They cannot be in jail when people who should be in jail are busy walking free or telling me they're fighting corruption. I will destroy the zoo. All Joseph Kalu must be released. So too Olisametu and all the Christians they're holding. Any day you want to have an anti-corruption tribunal, let all of you criminals gather together in a hall and judge yourselves. Not this stupid selective persecution and not persecution. This criminal Abba Kyari appointed himself and his children must be investigated. Don't look at Yusuf Buhari. Look at the children of Omar Diko. The children of Abacha. That's how they loot. That's how they steal. Then in the next 10 years now, they'll be telling oh, but we are millionaires. We are the richest people in Africa. But nobody will talk about how your grandparents stole money. As Dangote is doing that, richest man, they were still, he is a front for money laundering. He's the richest man in Africa, my foot. Mad people everywhere. Abba Kyari put himself on the board of NNPC. He appointed his own daughter the vice president of Nigeria Sovereign Wealth Fund. All the overseas investments of Nigeria, Abba Kyari's daughter is in charge. This is nepotism of the highest order. But he's our chief of staff. He's a good man. Here, do you see why I call Nigerians zoo animals? You see that? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He is the one that distributes every post in the zoo because, of course, he's the de facto president. Before you say there's shambolic Buhari, which is Jubril al-Sudani, you must go through him and give him his own money. He was the one that ordered the countless massacre of civilians. What the Janjaweed, the Fulani headsmen are doing was his own making. But to tell you how foolish they are, after creating Boko Haram, after financing Miet Yala to go and be killing people, he died. The fear of Boko Haram is the reason why they did not bury him in his hometown in Borno. You see how life goes. If anything, I want Yoruba media to learn something from the fate of Abba Kyari. Learn something from it. After financing Boko Haram, after financing Miet Yala, the terrorist group, the Fulani terrorist group that use cattle to be messing up people's lives, the fear of Boko Haram and bandits is the reason why he was buried in no man's land in Abuja. What does that tell you about supporting evil? Yoruba media must learn from this. Yoruba nation must learn from this. They have destroyed democracy. They have destroyed democracy. Now, who is the president? There is nobody. Nobody, any day, let God be, any day Jubril comes abroad, we will sacrifice lives. We will go and grab him. Then the British police can come, or US police, or Italian police, they will come and ask us what is the problem. We'll tell them to remove the face mask. As we are going after him, we'll tell police, pull his face is rubber. Pull his face is rubber. They will pull his face, they'll see it's rubber. Then your eyes will clear. All those Yoruba evil media people, they will cover their faces in shame. I will destroy Nigeria. I will disgrace Nigeria, I'm telling you. I swear my life. I'll destroy it. Then that they may know. They will tell their grandchildren stories about IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu. They will tell them that when they started, we thought they were joking. We call them miscreants. We call them touts. We call them fraudsters. Look at people who are forging pictures and calling others fraudsters. Can you believe such nonsense? People who the money meant for Aso Rock Clinic was stolen by one man, Abba Kyari, 13-point-something billion. And you're calling Hodges Okalo, he's corrupt. Oli Sameto, he's corrupt. And out of fear, and the cowards they gave us, Hanesa and Pandev, useless set of men, useless to the core, useless beyond useless. There was one idiot who said, they call him Agwana Tumbe. When we get here, you will know. That when I womb the to Agwa, your eyes will clear. Your fathers from Fulani will not save you. Now you understand it? Now do you understand the zoo? Why they do what they do? Because you let them. That is why there has to be a revolution. You have allowed them too much. Look at what we did in Hafia. That is small. The policeman is lucky he got away with his life. We will find him. We will find him. And I'm telling everybody, if you're working in the army, don't tell me tomorrow, we are obeying orders now, please help us. No. No. You're not obeying any orders. There must be spontaneous revolution across the entire South and Middle Belt. And let me tell you why. As soon as the Nigerian army turns from the north to start coming south, there will be no southerner that will join them to fight their own people. And you know then what Boko Haram will do? Boko Haram will ravage them. They'll be caught in the middle of a sandwich. The zoo is about to collapse. It's gone. Completely gone. I told them the time will come when you beg and will say, no, which you're useless. Which talk to which idiot? They are begging, hey, can we talk? Can we find them? I said, get out of my thought. Go behind me, you Satan. Talk to you about what? After killing people? After stealing? All that that they do, all that Channels TV does is to support evil. So maybe one day they do, because that was how their Oga, John Momo, made his money, by stealing from the public coffers to go set up a TV station to support evil. That's how you have channels. And some of you watch it, and I feel sorry. Don't wonder you, of course, you're from the zoo. What do you expect? One man everywhere. Unbelievable. John Momo stole money from Nigeria as if he was a minister. That was how he found. That is why they support evil. Why else would they support evil? I'm asking you. Why else would they support evil? You have no light. They want to bury 5G cable in front of your house, and you allow them. And you allow them no drinking water, no electricity. But there is 5G is good for you. Do you have brain at all? Do you have brain? I'm asking you. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. They said Brother gave a powerful speech in the north. Who said so? But instead they're in Ebonyi State. They're in Ebonyi State. In Umuogudu, in Mbo, Haupu, local government area of Ebonyi State. The army came there early this morning and destroyed homes and farms. We have also sent the pictures to the US and the videos as well. So should be rest assured. And in your house, they'll come and kill you off. And one idiot was saying, but it's our people, they're stubborn. That's why police are killing them. Hey, and I said to God, and you brought me in a continent with such people in it? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I am calling on those that conspired and jailed Olisa Metu, Ojus Okalo, and all Middle Belt Christian politicians who are in custody. Frankly, I don't care how you're going to do it, but I want them to be released. If the Fulani don't release Ojus Okalo and Olisa Metu, I will not relent until all those associated with Abba Kyari's loot are in jail. I'm telling you the truth, including Magu of EFCC. That time they will know how formidable we are. Go and ask them how strong we are. They will tell you. Any day they are prepared to jail the children of Abacha, the children of Umaru Digo, the children of Abba Kyari, the children of Buhari. Any day you are prepared to jail Magu. Remember Ibrahim Lamode with his £5 billion stolen from EFCC. Then we can give you Ojus Okalo and Olisa Metu, but you must release them. Or else, whatever the zoo has no image, whatever is left of it will be completely decimated, completely destroyed. I don't care if you use coronavirus as an excuse. I don't give a damn, to be honest with you. Release them. Ojus Okalo should be released. Olisa Metu should be released. They must be released. Criminals from the zoo. You jail other people, but you that stole 13 billion from Masarok, you are working about giving interview in Channels TV. Olisa Metu, you accuse him. You gave him 400 million naira to go and run a campaign for PDP. And he's in jail. The person that gave him the money is not in jail. Dasuke is in his house in Sokoto. And Olisa Metu is in jail. And the people are keeping quiet. You are quiet. Olisa Metu is in jail. And the man that gave Olisa Metu the money out of oh my goodness me. These people. Dasuke is in his house. Olisa Metu is convicted in jail. And you're telling me that we're okay. They must be released. They must be released. And the little girl that Abba Kyari put in charge, is a good thing that Alan Duma is now saying it, that the whole COVID-19, I want to call it COVID-19 palliative is a fraud. It is a fraud. Just like Boko Haram, it is a fraud. The zoo is shrouded in fraud. There is fraud everywhere. That is why you always fall Mugu. That's fraud everywhere. They think they're smart, but they are not. The masses are fed up. Every day people complain, oh, hunger is killing also. Now is the time to rise in a revolution. Now is the time. There is no way that Ondo State could be burning. Enugu State is burning. Benue is burning, and they will be everywhere. No way, they cannot be everywhere at the same time. We conquer, we get some places and we secure it. There must be spontaneous revolution, and the time is now. Anytime you take over a police station, you collect their guns and their bullets, you wait for them to come. That must be now. And every Biafran who is serving in the zoo army, I know that there is something wrong with the brain of a black person who reason sideways. If you're a Biafran and you're in the zoo army, and they send you to go and quell any uprising. You go there and you kill somebody. When Biafra comes, you stand trial and you'll be hanged in the public. We'll hang you in the public. Don't say we didn't tell you. Even if you like, go to Obama show and you kill somebody there, you'll be hanged when Biafra comes. We cannot excuse you. Because what you're defending is evil. It's indefensible. It's our constitutional duty. We have to do. Nigeria is a fraud, is a sham, is a heaven for scammers. We cannot allow the zoo to prevail. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever, not whilst we're alive, not whilst this very IPOB that I lead is alive. Yoruba must be very sensible. There is a very compelling article written by one of their sons, Remi Oyeyemi, wrote an article. And he said in that very article that the Yorubas are sleepwalking into disaster. They must understand the thinking of the Janjaweed, of the Fulani, Miyetti Allah, terrorist brigade. You must understand them. Look at the clip today of the burial of Abba Kyari. These days, you don't even know who is Yoruba anymore. You don't know who is a Biafran. They have so much intimidated all of you that you are dressed like them. The official lingua franca in Abuja right now, even in government offices, is Hausa. In the afternoon, they'll be doing meeting in Hausa language. In broad daylight. If you don't like it, you go. They don't know the difference between a formal wear and an evening wear. They have no idea as to what looking official means and what looking relaxing. Somebody will be coming to an office with this their funny cap they wear and slippers. He said, Ranka, just walking, speaking hours. By 12 o'clock, he's gone. And you want to be in the same country with such people? I say, good luck to you. But not we Biafrans. We are going to where we belong. It will not be well with of course, look at this now with Abba Kyari before Lucifer. Telling Lucifer how they created Nigeria and how they ran it. Now some people are telling me that they feel something for Abba Kyari. Abba Kyari is a cold-hearted, cold-blooded murderer. The Yoruba man that I have respect for, I will continue to respect, is Paya Adebanjo. Till tomorrow, till eternity. Consistency. He never changes. Never changes. And of course, I'm aware that some of the Yoruba people from Ekiti State, there's a bit of Igbo in them. I know that very well. Another day we'll discuss that. So when I talk about those people, we're also talking about part of our bloodline. But at least our own is a bit different. And one day I will also prove to you that the whole of Yoruba didn't used to be one before. I'll prove it to you. That is Ijebu, that is Eba. They're all different people. If you don't know, let me tell you. Coronavirus is wreaking havoc. Bet Asa, I call him Sir. Pa Ayadebanjo. We must go back to 1960 Constitution. Ask yourself, why is it that the Fulanis do not want any constitutional arrangement that will allow people to be free? Because they love control. They control cattle. That is the gift that Yorubas gave them. That is how they want to be controlling everybody. It shall not be well. I like Paya Adebanjo. 1960 Constitution. North, East, West. Do your thing as you wish. And come to the center and maybe give Alamaji some small money, because they're always poor. They'll always remain poor anyway. They are afraid of breaking up. You know why? Because we will showcase their poverty of intellect. That's the only thing they're afraid of. So that the world will say, oh, so these Biafrans are intelligent like this, and these other ones are here taking our money every blessed year. That's what they're afraid of. But if we are all together in this big ball of mediocrity called Nigeria, you will not know what is happening. You know, as they say, what it means that all lizards are lying there, you don't know the one that has stomach pain. That's the problem. Because once you're in the zoo called Nigeria, everybody thinks it's a basket case, it's a useless place. Let people be free. Allow competition. They won't allow it because they cannot compete. They are intellectually inferior and they know it. Of course, the Yorubas can compete. They're intelligent, they went to school. But Janjaweed cannot. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It has now come to light that even in the United Kingdom, in the USA, in France, they are using hydrochloroquine to cure COVID-19. This is for, I don't hate Femi Adesina. I'm telling the doctors to think Femi Adesina, and especially Yemi Osinbajo, because I like him. I don't know why I like Yemi Osinbajo, for goodness sake. I can't explain it. Why I like him, I have no idea. Hey, Chineke Marama, let God help me. Why do I like Yemi Osinbajo, for goodness sake? I have no idea. I keep finding myself praying for him to recover. I don't know why I'm praying for Osinbajo. I don't know him. Oh, I don't know. Osinbajo should leave me alone. I don't know him. But I'll continue to pray for him all the same. I'll continue to pray for him. Those treating Osinbajo and Femi Adesina should please give them hydrochloroquine. Give them zinc as well and vitamin D that they may live. Because I don't, as I said, I don't know why I like Osinbajo. I just like the man. For some reason. I think he's a gentleman. He's a gentleman. That's why I like him. He's a cultured gentleman. That's why I like Osinbajo. A lot. I do. I like him. You know, all those castigating him, if you're in the shoes, in the bowl of the snake, Fulani cabal, what can you do? You can't do anything. Is there anything they tell you that you're going to do? And that brings us to the end of our proceedings tonight. And by the grace of Elohim, I will be here on a date to be announced to continue to propagate this very gospel, but this evening is very clear. Aso Rock is empty. A revolution is one of the ways forward, or else we will disgrace the zoo in a way that any ear that hears it will say, we don't believe that Africans are capable of this. The zoo is gone. As I'm speaking to you right now this night, there is no president of Nigeria. There is no vice president of Nigeria. There is no head of government in Nigeria. Aso Rock has fallen. Nigeria has collapsed. It only exists only by name. And a few gun-toting policemen and army men. But anybody who comes to me again to complain that the policeman killed somebody, then I will tell you we have to get off. Once a policeman kills anybody or an army kills anybody, you people should overpower that very person and kill that same person as well. Once you do it twice, they will run away. All of them will run away. They will stop killing people. It's because anytime they kill us, we post on Facebook, oh, they killed us, oh, they killed us, and they get away with it. The best way to deal with a useless black man is when they are brutal, you return their brutality. You see, they will stop. How else are they going to stop? You can stop them. Thank you very much for listening to me this very evening. The following announcement is for IPOB. I am appointing a national coordinator for the northern part of the zoo. Mazi Uchenna is the coordinator for the northern Nigeria. The deputy coordinator for northern Nigeria is Michael. We are going to organize our people because we are coming home very soon to go and propagate this very gospel. Tell our people in the north they must return. The PRO for the northern part of the zoo is Godwin Ekwe. And this evening, I am dissolving on air. There is a group of criminals called 24 Elders in Iguacha. Listen carefully. Every week as I preach, anybody involved in any criminality in IPOB, I will expose you before the world. There is a group called 24 Elders. You are dissolved from tonight. Some of you went and kidnapped somebody, I was told today. And one of the people you kidnapped, the brother is an IPOB family member. You must release all those you kidnapped and disappear and hope that we don't find you anymore. They are called 24 Elders in Iguacha. Dissolve tonight. Anybody associating with them is a criminal. We cannot condone criminality in IPOB nor in a new Biafra. No, we are not like other zoo people, and we can never be. Never, ever, ever. Can never be. And the zoo being a decent place is just to take idiots and hand you criminals over to them. But we're going to deal with it in our own way. So in your next life, you'll not try this rubbish again. mad people everywhere. The Olu coordinator is Chie Nwachukwu. He is hereby expelled from IPOB. He collected money from people in the diaspora, 1.4 million, to supply relay stations. He just went, a typical Jew, went to a place where we have a relay station, took it to a new location, and pocketed 1.4 million. He's a thief, and he's off IPOB tonight. If you're dealing with him, then you're off too. Bunch of criminals. We won't have you in IPOB. Ndoshi, everywhere. And not only for misappropriation of funds, he disobeyed a direct order from the Biafra Land Coordinator that represents me. When Ikechukwu tells you something, you know it's coming from me. Good or bad, do it first. Obey before complain. As I was taught, as an honor in Government College Omwa. You obey before you complain. If you say no to Ikechukwu, that means you're off. If you say no to Spiritual Coordinator, you are off. If you know you cannot obey your spiritual, just resign and get away. Before I call your name on air. Magu, anywhere you see the EFCC chairman, he's not IPOB, of course, he is not and can never be. You arrest him. Magu of EFCC is a thief. He is the one holding all the money for Abba Kyari. He is a criminal and has no moral, how can I put it? Has no moral ground to preside over EFCC. He's a thief. They must resort Joseph Carlo under the summit. On that note, we'll bring oppositions to an end this very evening. And as always, and without hesitation, we proclaim very proudly that Biafra is our religion. Here on Radio Biafra is where we worship, because Chukwu Okike Abia Mapurimi Elohim, Adonai El Shaddai, Okike is our God. From me, from here, it is good evening.